Hey, I'm Meggie Kay. So right now I am sitting in my hotel room in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Yes, I have come to Mongolia for my summer vacation this year, and tomorrow evening I will be meeting with a group to do the GAdventures Nomadic Mongolia tour. But because of like flight timing and whatever, I'm here a day early. So I have all of today and basically all of tomorrow to explore the city, do something on my own. So one thing to see is actually just out my hotel window. So we're gonna go there first since it's like right there. I don't know, can you see? It's like right there. We're gonna go there. Okay, so it is quite a bit later. Let's go over what happened today. So I went over to the square and there was like a wedding party taking photos and stuff, and I didn't want to like get all up in there. So it was also starting to rain a little bit, so I was like, okay. The National Museum is just around the corner and I wanted to check that out anyways, so I went there. So the National Museum is actually pretty nice. It's a thorough look through from like Neolithic times all the way to the present. So it's a really good overview of Mongolia and a good spot to start out a trip in Mongolia. Now I don't have any footage of the museum because to take photos or videos inside the museum you have to pay extra. And since I'm about to go on a tour all through the country, I was like, I'm not gonna spend money on that because there's probably way cooler things that are very similar that I can take video and photos of. So I didn't do that. And after I finished through the museum, it was raining, like heavier rain. And so I didn't have an umbrella. So I walked down the street a little bit further and there was the Ulaanbaatar Art Museum, and I was like, why not? I need to get out of the rain. So I went there, and again, I don't have any video of inside the museum because for that they ask for more money, and again, didn't really feel like paying extra money to take photos inside a museum. Like, it's always nice if I can take photos inside a museum, but there's cooler things while traveling to take video and photos of, so I'm not gonna pay to take videos inside a museum. But yeah, that was an okay museum if you're into art and different types of art from other cultures and whatever. Sure, that's a spot to check out. If you're not really into art, I probably wouldn't recommend it, but for me, it was worth it. If you don't know, I actually have a bachelor's of fine arts, so I'm usually pretty interested in different techniques and what other countries and periods in time, how they do things. So it was interesting for me, and it got me out of the rain for maybe an hour. These aren't both of the museums. They're not very big, so you can easily do them in like an hour or two. They're easy, small museums, but decent, especially for the price. It was pretty cheap. Both of them were 8,000 Mongolian turig. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. 8,000, which I think is like maybe like $4 US, if that. So they're not expensive. But yeah, that is what I spent the day doing. After the art museum, it was still raining a lot. And one thing I've noticed in Ulaanbaatar is that the flow, the drainage I don't know what it's called, getting the waters off the streets. Yeah, that really sucks here. There was giant puddles everywhere, and it didn't take long for both of my shoes to get completely soaked in water, and there's nothing worse than wet shoes. So I decided to head back to the hotel, and I tried to like get some pictures and video of a few of the interesting little things I found on the way back to my hotel. Anyways, I haven't really been doing much since then. I went out to get something to eat and that was it. So it's been kind of like a relaxed day because it was raining and my shoes are soaked, like super soaked. Anyways, tomorrow, hopefully the weather is better because I have another free day in Ulaanbaatar and I don't know what to do. At least, hopefully I can get better photos of like the Genghis Khan statue and stuff like that. But, so yeah, let's see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully it's better. I did manage to get some better photos of Genghis Khan, and I attempted to get a time-lapse of Sükhbaatar Square because it is an interesting place with people riding bikes and hanging out, but some old ladies came and wanted to use the bench I was sitting on, so I kind of got kicked off. I just kind of wandered for the rest of the day until I went to meet up with GAdventures. Alright, so I believe it is now 14 days later from the rest of this video. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put this all together. But it's like the end of the GAdventures tour, and today is technically the official last day. We have breakfast at the hotel and then people leave throughout the day, and that's the last day of the tour. So I don't leave until late at night, like 11:15 I believe my flight is. So me and a few other people that are leaving tomorrow, we are going to go out to the big Genghis Khan statue, the big metal one that you probably see photos of if you Google Mongolia. That is not technically like in the city. You need to get a car to go out there. So we talked to our tour guide and he got one of the drivers. They are gonna come and drive us out there and drive us back to the city, and it should be a good morning. And I don't know what the plan is when we get back. We're not sure what time it is. We are told that traffic into the city can be pretty intense, so we'll see how today plays out. But yes, I'm gonna go downstairs and eat breakfast, check out, and then Genghis Khan statue. Built in 2008 and 40 meters high, it is pretty impressive. We saw it coming from down the road a bit. In the basement, there's a small museum. The history of the Gur was the most interesting part for me to see, and it was overall really well made. There's also a little half gur, so you can sit down and take pictures with like the little pieces of fur that's there. It was interesting and we got some pretty funny photos. You can go out to the top of the horse's head. The view is great, but it's also a very small area. It can get crowded really quickly, so getting a good shot of you with Genghis can be a little tricky. In the afternoon, I just did a little more souvenir shopping and relaxed at the hotel restaurant until it was time for me to head to the airport. If you liked this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more travel adventures.